everybody, Laura here. Real quick, this episode was recorded on March 28th, so it's a little far behind. You'll understand why about halfway through the episode. So some of the information is a little outdated and it sounds like we're way behind the curve here. But just know this was recorded like 2 weeks ago. And Stefan from Optum, don't think I forgot about you. You are still owed a shout out. Check it out on the next episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
This job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers.
You're always this stupid. Did you take lessons? Just calm down.
Oh, fuck you!
You can't handle the truth.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.
In other words, be nice, asshole.
No, not right now. I think we're all really stressed
Well,
out.
and I was so excited to get to go back to work because I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to get out of the house and everything. And then all this bullshit happened, so I can't get out of the house. So I'm like, okay, so I'm working from home and I'm so bored. I don't have my team back yet for like another week. So I'm just like catching up on stuff and seeing what the changes were and all this other crap. But I told my boss the other day, I was like, I'll take the fucking risk. Like, I'll just go into work because I'm tired of being in this house. For the better part of 7 months.
You're like, give me the coronavirus. I don't give a fuck.
Right. For the better part of 7 months, I have been trapped in this fucking house, you know.
This was like really fucking bad timing for you.
It was
Like,
because I was so excited about coming out of the house and getting to leave for a couple of hours a day and interact with people and, everything else. And then
you're like those Chilean miners when they came out of the coal mine. You're like you came out into the sun.
yeah, and I was like, God, I feel good enough to can't do stuff. Oh my God. I'm just so like, oh my Lanta, please. I just want to go somewhere. I want to do something. I'm so sick of sitting in my house all the time. And I love Grandma and David and everybody, but I have to get out. I'm just so like...
There definitely needs to be something, listeners, by the way, welcome to Cues and Cucumber. I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Sorry, we're venting here a little bit. If any of you have any good ideas of like maybe what would be a safe thing for Tanya to do to like leave the house but still not be exposed. I'm sure if we put that out to our listeners, I mean, like that's a lot of brain power.
Going for walks and stuff like that. Yeah, But Jesus, I'm just so sick of being in the house. So
there's got to be something out there. Guys, email us, cueisandcucumber@yahoo.com.
The other day, there was this meme that I saw, and it was like, hey, who wants to go have lunch? We can park in the parking lot like cops do. You know how they park like window to window, like with the driver's windows both to each other?
Right.
And so we keep laughing and say we're going to go someplace and have parking lot lunch. Because that's the only thing that we can fucking do. I mean... There's really nothing, and I feel like I've been trapped in my house.
Yeah.
Like I've been in jail and then they put me on house arrest because
oh God,
I'm just so tired of being in that house. I mean, I cleaned up my room. I went and bought paint by numbers. I bought one of those diamond paintings.
Oh, if you have, by the way, Jess was asking me about that. She wanted to know if I had any fun, like paint by numbers, like kits or something that you could order online that maybe she could do with the kids. I tried to look it up. I got distracted and other stuff keeps coming up. But do you have any like paint by number things?
Well,
like
so
where did you get yours?
I got them at Hobby Lobby. I sent Sophia in there the other day as much as I didn't want to go in there, but that was like the closest place and I didn't feel like driving everywhere. And that was the other night after Governor Polis was like, we're going to have a lockdown.
Yeah, we're shutting it all down.
Yeah, so that was like the night that he announced it. He was like at 6 o'clock in the morning, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, Soph, let's go to the hobby store real quick so that we can get something. Because I know she wanted to get some canvases. So I sent her in with my card and I just stayed in the car And she went and got 2 paint by numbers. I was like, okay, well, she got me the advanced one. So it's really
Right.
big. And I was like, oh, Jesus. Oh, God. So it's like, oh, great. This is gonna turn out well.
Sounds fantastic.
Because we know I'm so fucking crafty. So I was like, okay, well, let me give this a whirl. So tonight while I'm watching Ozark, I'm going to get my little thing out and then do my little diamond painting thing. That way, I have something to do. So,
Okay.
because tomorrow I have to work.
Right.
So, because I'm working Sunday through Thursday, I went back to my old schedule. So, okay. Yeah. There are certain restaurants that we take orders for, and because they're still doing curbside and to go.
Right. A lot of places.
A lot of places. So we've been getting our asses handed to us.
Oh, I'm sure you guys must be out of fucking control
right
now.
because of this.
Right.
So, but we found
There are
out.
certain people that you're like, okay, I don't want to say that everyone's job is secure, anyone's job is secure right now.
Yeah.
But there are certain people that you're like, yeah, I'm feeling a little comfortable.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
you. Anyway,
They a lot of our clients let us know earlier this week, like, hey, if a guest wants to order, say, like a beer, they can get a beer. Now, if they want something that's like a mixed drink, that's like a margarita or
Right.
whatever,
That's different.
That's different. But if it's something that is in a closed container,
Right.
then they can order it.
Like a pre-close, not just put a lid on it.
Right,
a drink
like
from
bottled
McDonald's.
things, and yeah, they're not going to give you, a fucking margarita in a to-go cup.
Yeah.
But that's yeah. But they
Cool if they did.
I know, right? Well, in Texas they have daiquiri spots that you can go through that are drive-through.
There was I know I've told you this for years, but there is the best hole in the wall pizza joint in the world, as according to me, okay, is in Wapakoneta, Ohio.
The place, yeah, you've mentioned
And
it.
it is see, she's like a few times. It is a drive-through pizza / convenience store / liquor store.
Give me some of them Twizzlers, a large pepperoni, and a keg.
Exactly. No shit. They do. They did
Yeah.
kegs, right?
Yeah.
So what it was called, my grandparents lived there, was called the Toot and Tell, which was unbelievably amazing.
Toot and tell.
So honestly, I truly believe that, and you could just drive up and be like, I want this, I want that. And I mean, they would load you up
there were so
everything.
in Texas.
I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, in Texas, they have a lot of drive-up liquor stores, and in Louisiana for some reason. But I know they have them in Texas, and I saw some in Louisiana when I was there. But they have liquor stores that you just drive up.
Yeah.
And they have, like, you can get daiquiris to go. They make virgin daiquiris as well. But you can get, like, daiquiris, margaritas, all those little mixed fruity drinks.
Yeah.
That everybody loves, especially when it's super hot.
Yeah.
But you can get the shit to go. And it's when I first moved to Texas, I was like, what the fuck is that? The liquor barn or whatever it was called, right? I was like, what is that? And my brother was like, oh, well, you can drive up there and they'll you can get whatever you want. And I was like, shut up. And then they have like these little, how like we have like Dutch Brothers and Kangaroo Coffee and stuff. There are little places like that all over the place. And it's called Daiquiri Express is one of them. And you just drive up, hey, yeah, I want a strawberry daiquiri. And they throw it in a cup and send you on your way. And you're just driving around town with a fucking daiquiri. Like that shit is amazing to me. I fucking loved it. When we went to Louisiana,
Yeah.
I must have went to the drive-through daiquiri place because it was so ungodly fucking hot.
Yeah.
One day, I think I went like 4 times. I kept telling Butthole, I was like, go to the daiquiri. I was drunk all day. I was like, it is like 9,000 fucking
Oh
degrees.
God, it's brutal. there.
Yeah, and then it rained and it turned to a steam bath.
Yeah.
Like I was not well at all between the bugs and the steam and everything else. I was not happy at all, and I was just like, just take me back to the liquor place. Take me back to the goddamn drive-up place. Just take me back there. I don't know how to get there. I had his cousins taking me. I had like...
I swear to God, I've said this for years, that with the whole Toot and Tell thing, I really want to do that here, like if I ever come into some money that I could start up a business.
Oh, yeah.
I would do that here and just call it the Honk and Holler.
Honk and holler. I want to fucking work there too. I'll work there.
I'll hire all y'all.
I will work there.
You run this shit.
I will work
The quality
there.
girls running the Honk and Holler.
The honk and holler. Right?
With how much the thousands of people we have worked with in this town, because quality analysts, you get to know everybody,
yeah.
right? You get to know the supervisors, every single agent, everybody knows you. Of all the people that are going to drive through, about maybe 10% of them will be our agents that we used to know.
Right?
Be
Yeah.
like, hi,
Yeah, because
need a
I.
drink? It's kind of brutal right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
yeah.
we are all surviving.
I'm going to go get one of those boxes of wine and just stick a straw in it. And just call it a fucking day.
So here, because you were talking about the food thing, I'm gonna read these 2 emails real quick that I pulled.
Okay. And
One of them
just-
is in relation to food
Just so you
ordering.
know, Sophia has a couple of friends that work fast food.
Yeah.
And they're still working, a couple hours a day, no school, so they're,
Right.
working.
Yeah.
One girl was
Why
in
am I about to be nervous?
One girl was in absolute tears because not once, but 3 times the other day, she had shit like hand sanitizer and soap thrown at her through the drive-through window. Be fucking nice. You don't have to be a goddamn asshole.
Like they just threw a bottle at them?
Yeah.
Like for what? Yelling at
They're
them?
wearing gloves and everything else, and they're wiping down stuff. They're not even handing you. Everything's coming out on trays through the drive-through, little boxes, stuff like that. They're not touching any of it, and they're doing all this extra stuff
So they're
inside.
throwing it at them like, here, before you touch my food,
Just throwing it at them.
use this.
I
and then
guess,
expecting
yeah.
it back?
And she was just,
How fucking rude.
she was just so upset.
If you are, fuck you. People, if you've done that, so help me fucking God. First of all,
Stop
if
listening
you
to us
are-
right now, because if you're an asshole like that, we don't want you.
No, thank you. Thanks for, keep it moving, sister. Okay. If you are that goddamn concerned,
Then keep your ass at home and make your own fucking hamburger.
thank you so fucking much. Don't
That shit-
treat people
And her
like
little friend,
that.
her one little friend, she's so sweet, and just
I'm just staring at Tanya like, what
And
the fuck did they? Why?
came, and she was like, guess what happened? And she was telling me about it, and I was like, oh my God, is she okay? She was like, yeah, she's just kind of upset. I was like,
Well,
that's
yeah.
fucking ridiculous. I said, that's just
It's
awful.
unnecessary.
It really is. And
Once again, if you're that goddamn concerned. Hey everyone, Laura here. Just got to pop in real quick here. It was at this point in the recording that we started having a weird audio issue, and no matter what I did, I could not edit around it. So the conversation kind of jumps from one topic to another, which isn't unusual for us, but this was a little extreme. So I decided to drop this in here and say that 10 minutes is just lost. So back to the episode. Love your faces.
Oh, so I stayed up till like 1 o'clock in the morning last night because I was watching The Tiger King.
Oh, don't tell me.
I'm not going to tell you. You have to fucking watch this train wreck of a fucking
So
meth
we are
lab.
going to talk about this, by the way, because apparently it's been like all over the fucking place.
So my kids watched it last weekend, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, I walked in the living room and I was like, what the fuck is that? And they were laughing and they were telling me about it and they were like, this shit is nuts, Mom. You got to watch it. Avery was like, yeah, watch it, Mom. But I was like, well, I'm doing something. I'm not going to watch this shit right now. So but I kept seeing it. So last night I was like, fuck it, I'm going to watch it. Avery came home from work at like 7:30 last night and he was like, oh, you're watching it. Get ready, Mom.
Buckle up, Mom.
Yeah. I was like, oh God. So then I was on like the 4th or 5th episode and he was like, oh, did you get to this part? Did you get to this part? And I was like, no, not yet. Shut up.
Shut up.
So then when it came to the parts he was telling me about, I paused it and I went in the living room and I was like, what in the actual fuck is going on? Like, I am so like,
Oh God, we're going to talk about this
my
next week.
mind is going 55 different directions because it has everything. It has murder. It has mystery. It has meth. It has
Murder,
it has
mystery, and meth. Oh my.
polygamy. It has possible, I don't know, some sort of child abuse of some sort that with sex intertwined. It has a man riding an elephant who thinks he's God. It has.
Okay, don't tell me anything else.
I mean, just it's a fucking dumpster fire. Like it's an actual. I mean, the shit that I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning watching it. Because I was like, I can't take my eyes away. Like it just kept going and going and going and going.
That's going to be our next.
It was like a train of dumpster fires. That's all it was. It was like, I just.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you. So I
can't wait.
Yeah, I was.
Oh my God.
Because, usually like I'll take a shower or whatever, put my pajamas on, and then I do all my face stuff, right?
Right.
And so I'm sitting there and I'm putting my cream on my face and I'm watching it. And at one point I had all because I always lay my stuff out on my bed while I'm doing it. And I had my stuff there and I had the remote and my hand was just like mouth open like I was a fucking window licker or something. Just like what in the fuck?
Okay.
So watch it. You guys have to binge watch it tonight.
All right, so watch it and then we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So 2 things I really want to do. One, I want to read these 2 stories we got, and then we'll talk about those are the shoes.
Oh, those are my booby shoes. You want to take a picture?
I was just looking I was like, is that a woman with a tit on your foot?
These are I got these at Vans during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I had breast cancer at that month, so I bought them. And I wore them to chemo. And I was like, look at my shoes.
That's amazing.
Chemo nurse. And she was
I
like...
just got distracted. I was like, why is there a tit on your shoe?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I forgot. You told me about those.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I want to read these 2 stories, and then we're going to talk real quick
Just said,
about...
why is there a tit on your shoe?
I don't know. You think I could put 2 and 2 together.
Because that's how
but
I roll.
It took me a second because I know you told me about these shoes, but I hadn't seen them. So anyway, but then we're going to talk about how we actually do this microphone thing over the internet.
Okay.
Because it's stupid easy, and
Okay.
we'll explain that. So anyway, all right. 2 emails. So this one, let's see, this one was just kind of funny, cracked me up. Another one is a food delivery one that I thought you would appreciate. All right. So this one, we are still just trying to work through the emails from everybody, but I did jump this one to the front of the line because I just thought this was goddamn hilarious. So this is from Lunabelle. Lunabelle from Sweden.
Oh, I feel like Lunabelle until you said she was from Sweden. I felt like she made a great peach cobbler.
I know, right? I really thought that too.
Sweden, okay.
I really thought like she was a Savannah girl. And then I saw Sweden. I was like, oh.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thanks. She says, greetings from Sweden. I've been listening to your show for a few weeks now, and I am in love with it. I wanted to share this incident that happened last year because it was a story written for Q as in cucumber. I work at a call center that takes overflow calls from a big extermination company. Right? Last summer, in particular, our whole country was plagued by wasps all over the place.
Ooh.
We had so many calls that we had to hire extra staff to even handle the calls, let alone the work orders. Most of the customers are calling because their home insurance covers household pests, and more reasonable customers understood that there are wasps everywhere right now and that there is a waiting period. Then there are gems like this lady. Now, before I finish the email, when she said a waiting period before I got further down, I really thought she was going to say the waiting period was like 2 weeks, maybe a month.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, that kind of sucks. But 2 weeks, a month. Okay.
Right.
It's not great, but it's not terrible. Okay, fine. She says, so here was the call. Welcome to blah, 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 extermination company. How can I help you? And the customer says, yes, I have this huge wasp's nest on my veranda.
Not the veranda.
Not the veranda. And now, I swear to God, if I didn't know, like, maybe you're just saying you're from Sweden because honestly, still not convinced, just reading through here, that this really does read from Savannah.
Maybe she has a Swedish background.
Yeah, maybe. She says, I have this huge wasp's nest on my veranda, and I have a garden party scheduled for tomorrow.
La-di-da.
Ooh. I need someone to come out and take care of it right away. I said, I understand that, ma'am. Unfortunately, I have to inform you that since we're experiencing an unusually heavy workload right now, the waiting period for an exterminator is about a week.
A week.
A week.
Go out there with a fucking broom and knock it down. Fuck off.
First of all, if you knew this party, and this party was so goddamn important.
Right. You thought they knew, the wasp knew, so they were going to pick up their little house and leave? No, that's not how it fucking works,
They don't
dummy.
exactly pack up their shit, okay? And I'm sorry, you don't just happen to notice wasps. They've been there. A wasp's nest, they've been there for a while.
Right.
Hate to break it to you. And I said, would you like me to put in a work order for you? And the customer said, that is completely unacceptable. I am paying for this service, and I want your personal guarantee that you'll have a man out here this afternoon. I said, I'm afraid I can't do that. I can only put through a rush order if there's an emergency. And she says, it is an emergency. I have a party tomorrow. I said, ma'am, by emergency, I mean that there is danger to life and limb, like if someone in the household has a wasp allergy. The customer says, well, yes, my children are deathly allergic to wasps. Send someone out here right away.
Oh, now your kids are allergic.
Well, funny that you didn't think to mention that before you told me about your precious garden party. She didn't say this.
Yeah.
She said, of course, I had to put in a rush order anyway because of the magic word, quote unquote, allergy. But I made a note about how the call went down, and I hoped the exterminator assigned to the case would get the hint. Sure enough, he called over to me and said that he let her know that there were still some people with, quote unquote, allergies on his list. And unfortunately, while saying she had the children with allergies put her closer to the top of the list, he still has to work through the first people
Right.
with allergies first. And the only time I can come out is the day after tomorrow. If you remember, her party
It's tomorrow.
is tomorrow, right?
Aw.
He said she screamed at him that she would sue us if anyone at her party gets stung. He said, I told her that would be her choice to have the party, not ours. So have fun with that. Then she said she was going to tell everyone how horrible we were and put us out of business. And he said he advised her that that was also her choice. But with the huge problem we're having with wasps and our backlog of work, he was pretty sure we would be just fine. But go ahead. Our techs have permission to speak to unreasonable assholes any way they feel that's necessary if they feel they're being threatening or abusive. I kept an eye on the file for the next day or so. She called over and over and over again, demanding supervisor after supervisor. Eventually, we made it a game and just passed her on from rep to rep to rep to rep to rep, telling her the same thing. They all left, every agent left notes in the file saying the same thing. Basically, tough titties. Get over it. There's lots of people with quote unquote allergies. She finally stopped about midday, and the next day, which was the day of her party, midday of the next day, which was the day of her party. Never heard a word about it again, but we all lived happily ever after.
I mean, yeah, we get it.
Evil queen was defeated.
Right.
I like that fairy tale.
I know, right? Yay! Good prevailed. Fuck her and her fucking garden party.
And the evil queen was never heard from again.
Bah. Fucking assholes.
Some people, I swear, your emergent. Oh.
So what I used to always tell my kids, piss poor planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on mine.
Thank you.
That's, the wasp nests take a while to make. And I'm sure that, worst comes to worst, you tape a paper bag, a plastic bag or something up there by it. And then you get a broom and you knock it down into the bag, tie it up and throw it in the dumpster.
Thank you.
That's what we do to them.
Yeah.
That's,
Not that hard. We had one that was up in our neighbor's tree, Marcus's tree. Mm-hmm. And we figured out where it was, and we got the wasp killer stuff.
Yeah.
Right? We sprayed it, the stuff that you can spray from like 50 feet away or whatever.
Right.
Not 50 feet. I'm sure it's like 20 feet, but still. We sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it. Right. And then we took our little pressure washer thing, and because it was way high up in the tree that is kind of close to both of our properties, or close to our property line. So it was kind of both of our problems at that point. So we took our power washer, and after we sprayed it down real good, knocked it down with the power washer, right? And sprayed it and sprayed it and sprayed it some more. And then George took it out back to we had that fire pit thing, that ceramic fire pit, threw it in there and lit it on fire.
It's not that big of a deal.
It's really not that hard.
It's not. But
of course it's, clutch my pearls. You want me to
heavens to Betsy.
Some kind of manual activity? Like,
go sit your ass down,
Scarlett.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nobody cares.
All right, this is the food delivery one, and then we'll wrap this one up. This is my favorite. You're gonna die when you hear who this is from.
Oh God!
Didn't know he was a fan of our show.
Jesus.
This is from LeVar Burton from Reading
Shut
Rainbow,
up!
From Reading Rainbow
The more
Land.
you know. Shut up!
Of course, it's not really LeVar Burton, but still.
I can hope.
We can pretend.
Yeah.
This is
Reading Rainbow.
He said, someone is really cheesed off. That's how he rephrased it. Someone is really cheesed off.
Cheesed off. I haven't heard that in a long time.
Oh, my God. He says, I work in a customer service center for a large food chain. A female customer, I'm pretty sure LeVar Burton doesn't do that.
You don't know. I mean, I haven't seen on anything in a while.
Good point. A female customer placed an order online earlier in the day and calls to inform me that there was apparently a mistake. And the customer says, "Hi, I just wanted to give you some feedback on an order I received. And my local store told me to call you because they said they can't help you." And I said, "I'm very sorry for the inconvenience. What would be the issue?" And the customer said, "Okay, so I ordered online like I usually do, and the store didn't make the food correctly." I said, "Okay, well, what was incorrect about the order?" And she says, "They gave me 2 meat pizzas and 2 plain pizzas when I ordered 4 meat pizzas." And I said, "Well, I did pull up your order here, and it does show that you placed 2 meats and 2 cheeses on the order." And the customer says, "I didn't do that. Your website must have done that." I said, "Well, if you would like, I can have my supervisor pull up the web session and see exactly what steps were taken on the website." And the customer says, "Do that, because I know for a fact that I did not order this." My supervisor, not surprisingly, tells me that she did order 2 cheese pizzas among her other 2 meat pizzas. So I once again inform her that she did not order she did order what she received. She screams, "I did not, I did not, I did not."
Jesus Christ, really, over pizza?
Yeah, apparently. It's still pizza. Okay, fine. Like, I'm sorry, I'll eat any kind of pizza.
Right, it's fucking pizza. I mean, do you have somebody that's anti-cheese? Like, they just can't eat a pizza without meat?
So ironic that you said that, Tanya.
Oh, really?
Okay. I said, "I sincerely apologize that you did not receive what you intended to order."
If I guess that, that means that I've been doing this shit for too long.
You kind of did. Just wait.
Oh, Jesus.
Tanya doesn't know any of the shit. For people who have not listened before, I don't tell Tanya jack
She didn't tell me
shit.
anything because she likes to see my expression and likes to hear what I'm going to fucking say.
I totally do. But honestly, you came real close. I say
That's what he said.
Oh my God. I say, "I sincerely apologize that you did not receive what you intended to order. Unfortunately, our hands are tied here since the store already told you that they would not compensate you. But we can forward your comments to the upper management of the store to inform them that you're not satisfied." And the customer said, "Why would I order 2 cheese pizzas? I was ordering for a group of men who are working on my house. Men do not eat cheese pizzas."
Men will eat any fucking thing you put in front of them. Literally.
Just so you know, my husband eats nothing but cheese pizzas, so fuck off, okay? And my sniper husband, I dare you to say he's not a man.
Right.
Have fun with that. I sat there in stunned silence, having never really considered that would be something that someone would actually say. Right? The customer said,
Oh, God.
"Sorry, had to Had to brace myself. The customer actually said out loud, "Your website should know that cheese pizzas are not for men."
Oh. So if George wants to order a cheese pizza, you're going to have to do it.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because the website knows that you're a female. It detects your ovaries. What's going to happen if I try to order a pizza?
She said, "I'll never order from your company again." And I said, "I apologize."
I don't even know what else to fucking
Quite
say
sure,
now.
right? She screams, "Let me speak to your supervisor." My supervisor got on the phone and told her that when the technology is developed that allows websites to scan every client before an order was placed for their exact genetic makeup to detect a penis or a vagina, we would absolutely take advantage of that. But in the meantime, she needs to put in the order for what she actually wants.
Right?
Have a nice day.
Fucking Karen. I swear to God. Oh, what were we
So you kind of called it.
Yeah,
like
that means I've been doing it too fucking long. I've been doing this shit too fucking long.
Oh my God.
So remember, what were we talking? My fucking chemo brain, man. We were talking about something a while ago, and I was going to tell you that I saw a story the other day where people are calling. 911 has been inundated with people calling, fucking ratting people out for being at the park and shit. A bunch of Karens calling 911. 911. They're not following the rules to be at home and blah, 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 and all this. Why? That's what you're using 911 for, Karen? Come on.
What's wrong with you?
These fucking people are stupid. What were we talking about a while ago? And it made me think about that. And then I wanted to say it, and then I forgot. And then I don't know, but it was something.
Oh, you know what? This morning I did the click list thing. Right? There were a bunch of things that I couldn't find in the store, and I thought, well, maybe with like they know when inventory, and because they've had so many, it was like I ordered on Tuesday, and the next available slot was today. All right. I was like, okay, so maybe I'll get lucky. And they had stuff that I hadn't been able to find.
This King Soopers by your house? Mm-hmm. Hey, it's gangbusters. The one down by my house in the hood? Mm-hmm. Oh, please. They have like 4 tortillas and a bag of fucking cereal, Malto Meal cereal. That's about all they got.
Well, I went to go pick up my order this morning, and I pulled up, and there's 4 ClickList parking lots. For those of you who don't know what ClickList is, it's order online. They pull it all for you and bring it out to your car, put it in the trunk. Right now, very popular service with everything going on.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I pull up, and all 4 spots are taken, right? Which I figured there was going to be, they don't just pick 4 people an hour. Like...
Right.
I'm sure. So I was like, okay. So I run over to the UPS store that's right next door.
Yeah.
Right. I had a box to drop it off, come back around, and there's 1 spot open. I'm like, cool. So I pull into the spot, and there was a lady already delivering the person in the spot next to me's groceries. And she kind of, before she went back in, when she was done, she came over to my window, and she was like, "Hi, can I get your name?" I told her. And she says, "Okay, I'm going to go pull whatever it is that we have, but we are just crazy busy. So it's probably going to be like maybe 10 or 15 minutes. And I was like, that's fine. I said, but honestly, there were some things I didn't put on the list that I need to run in for. I know that this isn't a traditional parking spot, but can I just stay in this spot? I can leave my trunk popped.
Right.
And I don't need to review the paperwork. I know what you got. I know what you don't. You sent me an email. It's fine.
Right.
I said, can you just put it in my trunk and I'll come right back out? And she was like, oh, yes. That's completely fine. I said, nobody's going to yell at me because I'm like,
right.
I'm not just using the click list spots because they're close to the door.
Right.
Like, no. Okay. But she was like, oh, no. She was like, it's fine. I'll let everybody inside know, hey, spot 4, here's what's going on. It's not a problem. I say, oh, thank you. I run in, get for some reason, like 50 million light bulbs in this house all decided to go out in the last 2 days. I'm like, what the fuck? So I run in, go get my light bulbs, grab a few other things, come back out, and go to get in the car. And I just double check. I'm like, did they put the the food in there. Like, I don't want to drive up
Right.
if they haven't had a chance to actually put it in there, right? I go, I look, okay, fine. And I throw my stuff in the trunk, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can imagine what it looked like to somebody who wasn't in the know of this whole situation.
Like, this bitch just got...
What it looked like was I parked in a click list spot, went into the store, purchased stuff, opened up the trunk, threw my stuff in there, was ready to leave, and was using click list parking
Right.
as upfront,
Yeah.
porn star parking, right? No. So I throw it in there, call it good. The people in the spot on the other side of me, they were like, excuse me, because they could see that I wasn't sitting in my car. To them, it looked like an empty car.
Right.
Right? The lady's like, excuse me, these are not just parking spaces. We actually use these. And I was like, yeah, I know. And I don't have to explain the situation to you. She's like, what situation could it have been? You parked in a spot that is not for you. Just as at that moment, the little girl that I had talked to comes right back out with this bitch's food, right? So she gets out of her car, and I'm still standing by the back of my trunk. So now she's standing at her trunk, I'm standing at mine, and this lady's standing next to us, right? And she's like, that is just so like your generation, right? She's like, honestly, I don't know how old she thought I was. She didn't look any older than maybe 50. I'm going to be 40 this year.
So she was like my age almost. Yeah.
I'm like, if you actually said to me, like, typical your generation, Laura, I'd be like, really? We're not that far apart.
Right. We're like 10 years apart.
Like, do you think I'm like 20? Like, other people think I look way older than I am. And you think apparently either you look really young or like, I have no clue. But this is stupid. And I looked at the girl and I said, was that okay that everybody... that they placed my click list order in my trunk while I ran inside, since it was going to be a few minutes before you could come out? Like, pretty much breaking down the whole situation. And the lady was like, oh, yeah, that's totally fine. She's like, and honestly, if you ever want to do that, when you call us to say, hey, I'm here, just tell us, like, hey, I forgot something. I'm just going to run in real quick. She's like, that's totally fine. She's like, we'll give it a minute before we even bring your food out. I said, oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much. And I was like,
bitch. The other day I went to King Supers and I felt
got
so
in my
bad.
car and I was like, thanks, bye.
I felt so bad for this lady who'd used Click List, and they came out and they had their paper of her order, and they were like, okay, so
We didn't have jack shit, did they?
they had like 4 little, like the list that they had was like this big, and you could see like highlighted stuff or whatever. And they only had like maybe 2 bags of shit for her. And they were like, so we don't have almost everything of what you wanted.
Aww.
And the lady was like, what? She was like, I thought that she was like, they were like, no, we go by what we have in the store. That's what we,
Yeah.
that's because when Avery was in Arizona, I did it with Walmart.
Right.
I would pay for everything and he would just go pick it up.
Right.
And I would give him the little thing and be like, okay, go pick up your groceries.
Right.
And so we used it at Walmart all the time. But yeah, I haven't done King Supers yet just because it's been,
Yeah.
I don't know we don't even know what the fuck we're going to get.
Well, what was nice, because this was my craving that I was like, and this is the thing I've noticed during this whole crisis is, God, just how fucking spoiled we are. If I have a craving for some reason, I had a craving for bagel bites.
Right.
I have no idea why. I wanted some fucking bagel bites. I love bagel bites. And you couldn't find them anywhere. So I was like, maybe I'll put it in a click list order and see if they have it. And of all the things on my list, honestly, they still got a good 80% of my list.
Yeah.
But they had the bagel bites. But they didn't have baking soda.
So
I was like,
yours, the one by your house has a lot of stuff. The one down by my house barely has any goddamn thing.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know if it's the neighborhood
I
difference or
don't
what.
know.
I have no clue.
I don't know. But I don't know because I was like, because when I came up here, I was like, let me run into King Supers because I'm gonna make enchiladas tonight, and I need to get some shredded cheese. Enchiladas. And so I need to get shredded cheese.
Right.
And I was like, let me just see. Oh. Well, goddamn, they have actual food in here.
Oh, yeah.
Like my King Supers has
Nothing.
a half a chicken leg.
Oh, I've noticed I will say, in the last few days, it's starting to get that way because now I'm going in and there's stuff there.
Yeah.
It was not like that on Monday of this week. I will tell you that.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there.
And then I had to go to the store the other day because I sat at work for an hour in my room and all I could think about was M&Ms. Fucking M&Ms. That's all I wanted was M&Ms. And I was like, oh, God. I want some M&Ms. I haven't wanted anything chocolate. I would eat chocolate every day.
Right.
Which is probably why I got fucking diabetes. But I was like, God, I really want some M&Ms. So I got off work and I was leaving the house. And David was like, where are you going? I said, I'm going to get some goddamn M&Ms. Mm-hmm. He was like, you want M&Ms? I said, yes. I've been sitting in my room thinking about M&Ms nonstop for like an hour now. I have to go get M&Ms. So I went to Walgreens. And they've, watched me go from being healthy to damn near dead to where I'm at now. And so when I walked in and I went down the candy aisle and I come out with all this candy, like $20 worth of fucking candy. Because, of course, I'm going to eat M&Ms. So everybody wants Sour Patch Kids and Boston Baked Beans and all this other shit. So I get my M&Ms and some hot tamales for me and get everybody else's shit. So go to the register and the lady was like, wow, somebody got their appetite back. I said,
yes, I did.
I said, oh, all I really wanted was the M&Ms and I ended up getting the hot tamales too. But then this other shit is for everybody else. She was like, didn't you just pick up your diabetes medicine the other day? I was like,
I can still have an M&M,
I said, this thing of M&Ms will last me like a week because I'll take a couple of them and then.
Yeah, you'll have your craving.
Yeah,
go.
And so she was laughing. She was like, well, I'm just happy to see you. I said, I really wanted these M&Ms. Like, I was walking out of the door opening them. Like, I was so...
Like, I really want them.
I really need these fucking M&Ms.
So, during this time, we figured out, because for those of you who listen to previous episodes, my wonderful parents got me 2 microphones, one for Jess and one for Tanya, so we can record remotely. So, Jess and I got all the kinks worked out of this app that I found. Absolutely expensive, but honestly, I genuinely don't care paying for it for 2 months.
Right.
While we're going through all this.
Right.
Like, okay, fine.
I just had to get out of the fucking house today.
Yeah. But we are gonna, hopefully we are going to be able to have consistent episodes for a while, simply because now we can just sit in front of the computer and turn it on and say hi. Like, I got off work at 6:00 the other night. And Jess and I jumped on and recorded for 45 minutes.
Right.
And we had an episode, and that was it.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it's not like, okay, we got to, figure out a time, and when are you, obviously we'd still have to figure out a time, but then you got to drive all the way up here and find the time to drive all the way up here and all that other nonsense.
Well, once we can go back to work, I mean, I work up the street, so really I could, it's a little bit easier, but like I say, we wanted to record extra on the weekends or whatever, or
it's
at
really
night.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was really convenient. So definitely stay tuned for that. So we are going to still be posting resources for you guys all the time. If you guys come across resources that you're like, oh, I think other people who maybe listen to the show might be appreciative of, definitely send them our way. I've been posting on Facebook. We're also take a look at our parent memoirs page. I'm putting a lot of stuff there for what parents can do, like art projects and all kinds of stuff.
Jessica had the kids picking flowers and they're painting with them today.
See, I know, I saw that.
That's so cute. You guys are so fucking artsy. I can't do shit.
She's trying. So that is what we're going to do. So,
hey, this is Sophia's shirt.
Shut up. It's amazing. All right. So until next time, I'm Laura Mack.
And I'm Tanya Edwards.
Love your faces.
Smooches.
Like what you hear? Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes or your favorite podcasting platform. And follow us on our Facebook page by searching Q as in cucumber. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram by searching QAIC_Lara, LARA, and QAIC_Tanya, TANYA. Don't forget to check out our other show, hosted by me and Jessica James, called The Parent Memoirs. And we want to hear from you. Share your stories by emailing us at qisandcucumber@yahoo.com, and you might just hear your stories on a future episode. Love your faces.
This call may be monitored and recorded for quality assurance.